right, everyone ready? Then away we go. We open on a city harbor, floating up to a dock as a ship in total disrepair. The gangplank whacks onto the dock, and a tiefling stumbles out. He looks to be at least 60, but he moves with the agility of a younger man. He takes a swig from a flask at his belt and surveys the surroundings. His eyes dart to the back of his right hand. He mutters something unintelligible to himself and deboards. Watching him from an alley is a younger tiefling. This one has shifty eyes and a small snail on his shoulder. He wipes his face on his sleeves, which are little more than dirty rags. His eyes widen. The water in the harbor reflects a strange, swirling pattern on the old tiefling that just got off the boat. Whispering to his snail, the street child skulks after his quarry. We cut to the outskirts of the Yav forest. A human, covered in cuts and dirt, is sprinting away from the tree line. Slung over her shoulder is a barely conscious wood elf. The pair reach a small stream and the elf falls to the ground, clutching a wound on her side. The human slides a bow off her shoulder and draws an arrow, eyes flickering across the entire tree line. The elf, meanwhile, takes a deep breath and presses her hands to her wound. Her eyes flash bright green, and the bleeding stops. The two continue moving, and in the distance, we hear a chorus of bestial roars. Maybe these four strangers will become saviors. Someday, the people could sing their praises and celebrate the day they were all saved by these heroes. Or maybe they're heralds of something worse. Something wild. Something very old and not of this world. Welcome to Sunday Adventures, Harbinger!
Got chills.
Hey! So, we open up in the city of Sunhome. Now, Sunhome is located north. The continent that we're on is called Aranel. And Sunhome is, I guess you could call it the capital. It's the closest thing to the capital that Aranel would have. Basically, the lawmakers all live here, the high noble houses, they live here. But most importantly, this is the opening scene for our heroes. Now, we're gonna start off at the front gates, where two of our heroes are stumbling through the guard posts, the check-ins, because Sunhome is pretty well defended, for the most part. Ariel and Bella, would you like to describe your characters as they limp in through the guard posts? I guess, Bella, we can start with you. Sure.
My character, Juniper, who goes by June, or Jay, if you don't know her. She's a wood elf. She looks super not noticeable. She has brown hair. She's wearing dark clothes. She's very injured right now, but trying to hide that as much as possible. She has a very serious face, and she does not look like she's been in a city before, so her clothing is super plain and looks very handmade. Yeah.
Nice. Awesome.
Wait,
awesome.
Really quick. So it's Juniper if you know her well?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I thought
Only
it was
if
the
you
other
know
way
her well.
around, that Jay was like the nickname.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so it starts with Jay, and then you get to know her better, and it's June, and then Juniper
So-
if you really,
Yes,
know
So
her.
the longer you know her, the longer her name.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay,
That's it.
I like
Okay.
that. I like that. I like the respect, on my name. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's great. So Juniper is leaning on a human. Raven, would you like to describe yourself?
Sure. So similarly, Raven is in very simple clothes, probably more homemade, has long, dark black hair, a slight scar over her eye and some freckles, but also injured. Probably a lot less blend in as our wood elf companion, but also pretty blend in with the crowd. Has been in a city before, but a very long time, so kind of taking in the newness of being away for a long time.
All right. All right. So the two of you have stumbled through. You just barely made it through the check-in. Fortunately, when you were entering the city, there was a huge crowd. Giant crowd, because today is a very special day in Sunhome. Today is the Festival of the High Houses. It only happens once a year, but every year, the three high houses each sponsor a very large group of merchants and performers, and everyone gets together in the center of the city and parties. And there are games, there are events, but most of the things you need money for, which might be a problem for the two of you, but we'll get there. We hard cut, to a tiefling wandering through, getting jostled by the crowd. Testy, would you like to describe your character?
Absolutely. So this is Admiral Hardtack, known to his former crewmates as Grog Blossom, because of the weathered red face that he had. Typically slang for whenever somebody gets red in the face from drinking too much, but since he's always red, they always call him Grog Blossom. His height is described as shrinking. He's in his mid to late 60s, sun damaged, speckled, but has surprisingly well trimmed beard and hair, windswept shoulder length. He's much shorter and more slender than people have heard stories of Admiral Hardtack and expect him to be such a large, overbearing pirate, but he's much shorter, slender, aging. So they're usually surprised when seeing him for the first time, but the one thing that people tend to notice are his eyes that are almost a glowing blue, that are kind of hypnotizing and draw somebody in and kind of make him very disarming to look at it upon a first time. So
you're saying he's a daddy.
He's pirate daddy.
Yeah. This is a pirate daddy is all I'm hearing.
Right.
Exactly. I'm hearing gray fox, silver fox over here.
Yeah. If Geralt of Rivia was a retired pirate, this is probably what he would look like.
I get what you're putting down.
Cool.
Good.
We already have a himbo. Yep. That's
Fantastic. Skulking in the alleys, running from place to place. Sundae, would you like to describe your character?
I'd love to. He is a Telfling rogue, so he is real sneaky, but he's got the horns, purple skin, young, probably like 18. Has been on the streets his whole life, grew up in the city, he's a city boy. I'm thinking like very Oliver Twist when he was a pickpocketer kind of vibes, like very much a street rat, is running around the city picking pockets and running schemes and making money any way he can. Low-key homeless, kind of a stinker. And so he's probably real hype about all the tourists in the city doing the celebration stuff and probably running around picking pockets.
Awesome.
His name is Daedric the Odd. Sorry. Yeah, Daedric the Odd. You can just call him Daedric.
Daedric, Hardtack, Juniper, Raven. Got it. It's in here now. It's never leaving.
Wait, not Daedric. Not Daedric. I keep making this mistake. You guys, this has kept me up at night. I've been doing this in my head like it's not Daedric, it's not Daedric. 'Cause it's not Daedric like the god. Daedric, like the name. Yeah. Daedric. I need to add an extra E in there or I'm never going to remember.
Can we call you D?
You can call me D. Do it. Yeah.
Daedric.
Oh, no,
Alright. Daedric. So, Daedric, you're finding it rather... It's almost difficult to keep track of your quarry because the hustle and bustle of the Festival of the High Houses is huge, and you've experienced it plenty of times because you grew up in the city, and you know that every single time, every year that the festival happens, it is hell. It's like Times Square in Manhattan times 10 for the whole day, for the whole city. It's the fucking worst. If you don't know what I'm talking about, good. You're so good. That's amazing, because don't ever go to Times Square if you go to Manhattan. Fuck it. Anyway, so...
I've definitely been to Times Square. It is
Yeah, it's the
miserable.
worst.
Yeah.
Sucks. So you do manage to keep track of him, though. Hardtack, this is... I think I'm going to say you don't have a lot of money left because your ship has been in disrepair. You haven't really been able to acquire the funds that you've needed. You have enough to get a roof over your head for maybe a night. Maybe. And as you're walking through the crowd, or rather, the crowd is walking you. You find that you're walking, east. There we go. You're walking east. And
I do that too.
Yeah, I always never eat sour watermelon. Got it. Okay.
Wait, whoa.
Same one.
What?
Same one.
Is that
It's
the... I've never
Yeah.
heard that before. Wait, do it again, do it
The
again.
cardinal directions.
Never eat sour watermelon. Yeah.
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 North,
isn't
east,
that-
southwest.
Oh,
We're probably
counterclockwise.
mirrored, but
If you go clockwise,
Okay.
never eat sour watermelon.
Sour watermelon.
North, east, southwest.
Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
you're
Amazing.
welcome, everyone.
I've never heard that
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
Just
Knowledge.
ask Hardtack, he'll
Oh,
help you out.
someone
Did you
in
come
right.
here to learn? Because guess what, besties? that's all.
That's how we trick
educational.
kids into learning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Somebody in chat said never eat soggy waffles. I like that one even better.
that's also a good one too. But sometimes you do. All right. Anyway,
Oh.
so Hardtack, you look around, and you see that the games here. There are plenty of ways to earn money here. However, a lot of them you need to pay for. It's kind of like a pay to play, and then you might get some money back if you win. There is one stand that is completely free to play. Would you like to go to that stand?
Absolutely.
What's the stand?
Free is the way to go, but I kind of
no
want
other
to...
information needed.
I do... Well, I'm interested in the free stand, of course.
It's
But I think
basketball, and
I-
he's never seen it before and can't play it.
This tiny pirate trying to throw a basketball. No, but I would try to kind of wiggle my way through the crowd that I'm kind of flowing with at the moment, and trying to scooch on by just far enough to kind of get out of the wave, and kind of stand at a distance and try to observe what's going on at this tent that is free to play.
Perfect. So, yeah, you managed to wiggle your way in. You kind of, pardon me, your way through the crowd, and you manage to get to this stand, which has a decently clear area around it. It seems like there aren't a lot of people that are signing up for this.
Okay.
From here, we cut to Raven and Juniper. The two of you don't have a penny to your names because you haven't been in the city. You find that you're quite hungry. It's been a long journey for you. And you're a little tired, but if you take a little short rest, you'll be okay. However, you are quite hungry, and you need money to eat. As you have found out, every time you go up to a stand and you reach for like a potato or something, the shop owner will be like, "No, stop it! You need money," and you won't have any. So you do see that there are stands. There are these games that you can play that require skills that you have. But in order to play them, you need money, which is also very difficult.
You guys are literally Cora in her first time in Republic City right now.
Yes, it's basically two Koras, except this show isn't gonna suck.
Hey!
Hot take, fire,
Bravo,
fire.
bravo.
Mm.
Lightning bolt,
or at least I
lightning bolt.
hope not. Yeah.
Totally exactly like Cora.
Oh. Boom. Yeah. You find yourselves traveling through. There are little scraps of food on the ground that are untouched that you just kind of like pick up and nom a little bit, and
No
you
different
find
than in the
yourselves-
woods.
Exactly. It's no different in the woods. But then there's like some hot food that seems very interesting. Like cooked things. There are these things called pies and pastries, and like, it seems really appetizing. But
It
you
smells
get
good.
to,
I'm interested.
Yes, yeah, it smells really good. There's a lot of good smells. There are 3 high houses, that each seem to have their own sigils and banners and people that they represent. There is House Polarius, and you see that there is a very old man and a young man, it seems maybe his son or his grandson, that are sitting on these chairs at the top of these big pedestals, and they're waving to the crowd. There's House Nairi, which has a very large human man as well. And he seems to just, his arms are folded, and he's just looking around. It seems as though he's snapping his fingers, trying to get people to pay attention to him. You walk past him. The final house that you pass by is House Omarin. And House Omarin is an elf house. There is a tall elf woman who seems to be some expert at magic. She's constantly casting spells, and just with a flick of her fingers, a cloud of fairies appears, and all kinds of stuff. And her, it seems like a younger elf is sitting in a chair next to their mom. And this elf has a little cowboy hat and is just surveying the area. But so you walk past this, and you find yourselves at a stand, and it says Fearsies Forsies. Free to play. Groups of 4 required.
Not the hand of fate in here right now. Really quick, Polaris, Omarian, and what was the other 2? I missed them.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll type it into chat.
Okay.
So there's House
I wrote them down.
Polarius, House Omarin, that's the elf house, and then House Nairi.
Nairi. Cool.
I spelled them super wrong.
That's fine. That's fine. There's no, spelling doesn't exist in D&D. It's just whatever it sounds like. But so you all get to this stand. And Diedrich, you find that there isn't really anywhere to hide at this point. You just kind of have to go to... There are no alleys. This stand is right in the center of the marketplace.
But it's free to play, so...
It is free to play, yeah.
Diedrich's interested.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, awesome. So, I'll say hardtack, you get there first. There is a dwarf who is sitting behind a large stone slab, and he has all these stone tablets in front of him, and he has what looks like some kind of pen, or at least at first it looks like a pen. Upon closer inspection, it's just a sharpened piece of metal that he's just carving things into the tablet. And he looks up at you, and he goes, "Name?"
Hardtack.
Fuck yeah.
Aren't you famous? Aren't you? Are you famous, Hardtack?
I would say hardtack is well known amongst people that are in tune with the seas and ports and whatnot, but I would say general folk that may be coming out of the forest or be city dwellers might not necessarily know who he is.
Okay, so unless you work the docks or a fellow pirate.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay,
or just, have sailed on the seas, because if you're on a ship, people will say beware of hardtack, that type
Have you
of
written any books or anything? I'm trying to figure out if Diedrich is a fan.
I would say until if there's any record of hardtack, he wouldn't have written it himself.
Okay,
and he wouldn't have been able to read it himself.
So it's like a gunslinger of the Wild West. You didn't write anything down because you didn't want to get caught, and now you're kind of fading out of history, word of mouth only. Okay, got it.
Right. Yeah.
Cool. So he glances up at you, and he looks at your hat. He's like, "Fancy clothes, hardtack," and he just chisels hardtack into the tablet. And he says, "And who are your companions going to be for these Fearsies, Forsies?"
Hardtack immediately sees another tiefling that can't hide anymore, and just locks eyes and points. "How about you?" And points towards Diedrich.
I'm fair game. What's in it for me? It's free to play. It's free to play, Pirate Man. Diedrich wants to flick.
Pirate Man.
Diedrich wants to flick your hat a little bit. Free to play. Let's go.
Name.
My name is Bob.
All
Bob
right.
the Wonderful. Thank you.
Just writing, Bob.
All right. But that's my full. You know what? It's fine. 2 B's though.
B-R-B-O-B. Got it. And he so he says, all right, who are your other 2 companions?
We have more
And
companions.
at this point, Raven and Juniper, the 2 of you have finally reached this clearing. You're away from the overwhelming amount of people that are going to and from, and you have finally caught your breath, and maybe even regained some of your energy. Before you are 2 tieflings that are talking to a dwarf. The dwarf looks up at the 2 of you entering, and he says, are you entering Fearsies Forsies?
What is Fearsies Forsies?
You've not
So-
yet described this game.
The dwarf, he just points up to a sign. He's like, read the sign, I don't have time for this. And he just starts like chiseling. He points to Raven and Juniper. He says, names.
Juniper is very overwhelmed, no clue what to do, and just looks. Literally, all she does is look with very wide eyes at Raven. No words.
Raven, knowing a little bit of how the city would work, kind of gives a little nod, says Raven and Jay to the man, knowing that that's the only way that we're going to be able to get food.
So
Diedrich
he starts.
Diedrich elbows Grog Blossom and is like, elves, am I right?
Hardtack doesn't know how to respond.
You guys are all
He
socially
doesn't-
inept. That is.
He does not. He doesn't. I think he understands what Diedrich is saying, but he just chooses to ignore what Diedrich is saying. He's too old for this.
We have created 4 characters for a D&D campaign that are socially inept. This is gonna be the most awkward D&D like, interactions with each other ever. I love
cannot
it.
with you.
This is exciting. So you get your names chiseled into this tablet. The dwarf gives the tablet to you, Hardtack, and he says, round back. And he then gives you each a small pouch. It has 2 silver pieces in it. And he says, complimentary entry, consolation prize. Just go round back.
Diedrich
You go around
pockets
the
it
back.
and tries to walk away. Diedrich just pockets it and all right, and just starts to walk away.
Hardtack just immediately kind of grabs him by the collar and just holds him there and says,
Okay, all right.
"Where do you think you're going?
All right.
Come on back here."
Fine. I've got to get the voice down. Fine.
So the 4 of you go around back of this stand, and there is a much larger like waiting area. There are the 4 of you. There are small groups of 4. There's maybe like 2 or 3 groups besides yourselves. There's 4 humans, 4 dwarves, and the 4 of you, and then there's just a ragtag group, a mix of like humans and elves. And one of the humans comes up to you, and this human doesn't seem to be part of any of the groups. He has an official uniform on. It seems like he has the sigil of House Nairi. And he comes up to you, and he says, welcome to Fearsies Forsies. I don't think I've seen, any of you around here before.
Why are you so cheery?
I'm cheering because it's the Festival of Houses, young man. Because it's a great day. Today commemorates the day that the 3 houses got together under our illustrious Lord Safe and decided to raise the city of Sunhome. And come on,
Not the Christian.
isn't it great?
Hardtack kind of cuts him off and says, So what's the game exactly? I still don't understand.
He says, "Oh, no one, you signed up for. Okay, all right, that's fine." So the game, it's Fearsies Foursies is a group of 4 challenges, and you need a group of 4, obviously, as you all know.
Yes,
But
obviously.
yeah, and so there's four tasks. There's shady shrooms, break the targets, bobbing for beebles, and just gonna sneak right by you there. And those are the 4. And once you
Juniper, again, very overwhelmed. Can Juniper just pulls Raven a little bit to the side and says, did you understand any of this? And also, are we safe here?
I think Raven would be slightly less overwhelmed, slightly, but still like taking everything in, would kind of give a small nod to the like slightly understand, but then give like a rain check on whether we're safe or not, but kind of explain, this is kind of the only way that we're gonna get any kind of food or anything we need. This is the only chance we have. So
Okay, Juniper's still incredibly uncomfortable. She's got a necklace. She's holding on to it, just kind of like keeping hold of it while she's feeling uncomfortable, but still taking in the situation.
While you guys were
my
talking,
nightmare.
Hardtack was just roaming around the other groups, just chatting it up with the different people, trying to understand where they're coming from and who they are.
Diedrich knows
And
exactly what's going on. This
why
happens
they've
every
entered.
year. How often does this happen?
every year.
Okay, yeah, this happens every year. He's
Diedrich
very
knows.
familiar. He's a pro at let me just slip right by you. Let me just sneak right past you. That's his favorite. Very familiar. Do I know anybody here? Like I would assume maybe if there's other.
Personally, no.
Okay.
But you've seen these people before. I
But
mean,
nobody
you,
who's like
you might not have.
no other street rats.
No.
Okay.
No, you are the only street rat.
Okay.
So the other groups, they don't seem very friendly. They seem very competitive, and they're they kind of keep to themselves. They're one of them is in a huddle, and as you approach, they just kind of look up, and then they go back into their huddle. The dwarves are the only ones that seem the least bit friendly. And even then, all they did was just offer you whiskey. And that's it.
I drank it.
I was gonna
Dad,
say,
you drank some of it.
Grog
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Blossom definitely.
That's
drinks
fine.
it.
That's fine. I need you to roll me a Constitution save.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! All
Let's
right.
go.
So you feel your eyes water like just a second, but you swallow it down because this is not the hardest thing you've ever drunk.
Yeah, I was about to say, if that didn't go through, I'm a terrible pirate that
Yeah,
can't
no,
drink.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, dwarven whiskey is particularly hard stuff.
It's just
But
been a
You
while.
take a swig, you come back in. The human that's been talking to you, he says, "Well, my name is Kenneth, and if there's anything that you need here, anything that I can do for you, I've got you. I can help you out, and I can be your liaison here, if that's something that you'd be interested in."
Do you have any
all right.
food?
Yeah, food. Yeah, I've got and he starts like patting himself down. He's like, I've got celery here. I've got some cookies. And he
Cookies?
starts
What? Sorry, what? Some what?
cookies. It's peanut
don't-
butter. You want
You don't know what a
you want
cookie is?
peanut butter cookie?
What is this?
Diedrich takes it. Listen. You don't know what a cookie is. Here, breaks it in half, gives it to Juniper to Jay, and just eat it.
Is it safe?
It's yeah, it's the safest that anything can. Just take it. I promise. You'll be fine.
Okay, Juniper looks at Raven for confirmation. Okay.
I nod.
Diedrich sees
Yeah.
the nod and gives the other half of the cookie to Raven. Come on. Cookies for the gang. We're a gang now. Foursomes. Threesomes. What was it? Kenneth, what was this called again? I forgot.
Fearsies Forsies!
That we're a Fearsies Forsies. Take the cookie. Come on.
Okay. Juniper turns to Kenneth and says, "Thank you for the cookie."
Can
And
I
then
try?
eats it.
Can I try to pickpocket Kenneth while I'm taking the cookie from him? Just really quick.
You wanna
Yeah, I
roll
do.
me a sleight of hand?
Yeah, I really do. I really, really do.
Oh my god.
I'm having a very interesting conversation while he's trying to pickpocket, and I see what Diedrich is doing, I think.
No, come on!
Yeah, so
Why
does
is
Kenneth.
so good? So good.
So Kenneth, he kind of catches your hand. He's like, if you want more cookies, you could just ask. And he reaches into his pocket. He pulls like 8 more cookies out, and he's like, "Here, you could they're free. I was gonna give them to you anyway. Here you go."
Diedrich takes all of the cookies and puts it in his pocket. Yes, absolutely.
Great.
A lot
So
of
he
cookies.
Should we leave
yes.
now? I think Raven, should we leave? We got food. Is there something else
can't-
we needed here?
You can't leave. You can't leave it. We have to
All
play
we're
the
going
game.
to eat is half a cookie.
To play the game. Come on, you're part of the. We're a team. We're a team. I'll
Think
give
of
you
the
another
gold
cookie.
we could get. Think of the gold, and then we buy a feast.
The what?
A
what?
feast.
You don't know what a feast.
Well,
you don't know what a feast
wait.
is.
Do you gold?
What? Why?
Wait.
no.
Word
It's
association.
awesome.
Hold on. Word association game. Okay, this is just gonna warm our brains up a little bit. Okay. All right. I'm gonna say a word. You say the first word that comes to your mind. Okay. All right.
What?
Cookie.
Food.
I'm gonna go. Okay, I've got a lot of stuff to do. I'm gonna leave you to it. I'll see you at tournament. The competition's gonna start in like 20 minutes. I'll be back. I'll leave you to it. All right, go team, go team. And he walks away.
I want
So,
to
yeah,
high
just
five
go
Kenneth
back.
so bad.
That's fine.
Just stay and play. Just stay and play. We'll get you. You'll get more food if you stay.
Juniper looks at Raven.
Diedrich sees the uncomfortableness and wants to be kind of suave and be like, "Well, I see that you're newbies. I see it looks like you're all newbies. Welcome to my city." And he takes a bow. I'm Diedrich. You can call me D. And you guys are?
I will not call you D, and I'm hardtack, Diedrich.
Oh, you're a hard ass, it sounds like to me.
That's
Well,
correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fine. Take
Absolutely.
your hat and the whole,
That is where I got where I am today by being a hard ass. I hope you know. But I feel like us tieflings have to stick together. So
We're gonna butt horns, aren't we? Okay. What about you? What about you guys?
Why should we trust you?
I never asked you to trust. I just want to play the game. I'm just here for the money. This is just the thing. We're having fun. This is just, you don't have to trust me. I don't have to do shit.
I could
We don't have
ask
to do
you the
anything.
same thing. How
All
can we
right.
trust you?
All right.
Last that I checked, you asked us to join you. Last that I checked, we got what we needed. We got food. We can keep it moving.
Cookie.
Why
Cookie.
would we trust you?
Diedrich pulls out another cookie and hands it to Juniper.
Juniper takes it, but makes like
Yeah,
narrow eyes,
eyes.
but takes it.
Okay. See?
I don't
I'm
think-
imagining like
I
the Fry meme when he's just like,
Yeah.
Yes, that's That's my whole entire vibe. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think hardtack like senses the. I
As
guess
an
the
empath.
distrust
I was
and the-
just about to say that, Bella. You cannot. It's just about. As an empath, I can see they're very uncomfortable right now.
But I think he tries to talk to Raven and say, like, I don't think any of us can really trust each other at this point. But all we know is that there's something ahead that we must do in a group together. And we can go through this without trusting each other or by trusting each other. But either way, I think we have to see this to the end. And then afterwards, we'll see how it goes and whether or not we want to stick together. But for now, I don't think there's any harm or risk in us being together for this fairsies, forsies, or whatever that weird Kenneth guy called it.
Diedrich puts his
Either
hand
of
out
you-
in the middle. It's like, all right, ready?
Have either of you
No.
played this before?
I don't think any of you guys. I have. Well,
haven't.
I play it every year. Wait, not this one. I don't think I've ever played this one before. Wait, maybe I have. I forgot. It's a blur.
Oh, all right. So the 20 minutes go by. Kenneth
this.
comes up to you.
Yeah, it's just this all for 20
It's
minutes.
just this, yeah. And Kenneth comes up to you. He says, "All right, okay. I hope everyone's ready. We're gonna have a really good game today.
We are not
why don't
ready.
You follow me. Okay. All right. Well,
we're
I'll
ready.
be back.
No,
okay,
no.
all right.
Kenneth. We're
Then I'm
ready.
here?
We're ready. We're ready. It's fine.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Great. I'm gonna
Are we
want
ready?
you. Why don't you follow me, and we'll go to the arena.
Arena.
Kenneth looks
Yeah,
very
what?
uncomfortable. Kenneth looks more uncomfortable than Jay. All right. Dietrich is just like pushing them like lightly to follow Kenneth in the back, just kind of like gathering and herding.
Can I try to overhear what other crews or the other groups are trying to say as
Roll
the
for
game begins
eavesdropping.
and they're like viewing
Yeah.
us?
Yeah. Why don't you roll me a perception check? All right, 11, just above average.
Ugh.
Some of there's
My
the
ears
group
are
that's
bad.
closest to you. Yeah,
Sold.
the 4 humans that are the closest group to you. They're talking to each other, mostly strategy. They're kind of like, all right, so you go that way. I'm gonna dive in. You take all this stuff. Yeah, it's mostly just kind of strategy for a game that you're not sure what the rules are yet. But you do kind of learn that only the 4 of you will be in the arena at a time. That you will not be competing against other people. It seems like this game is whoever gets the most points. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So you get to the... Boom. You get to the arena.
Whoa.
Ooh.
I do not feel ready. I'm not sure why
There
we said we
is-
were ready.
We're ready. It's fine.
How could we be ready for some? Okay.
Yeah, just Dietrich hands Juniper another cookie.
Juniper's gonna eat the cookie.
Yeah, you are. We're gonna bond.
So the
over baked
human
goods.
Kenneth, who actually looks like this, in case you were
I fucking hate
wondering.
Kenneth. I don't know. I don't know why, but I do.
No.
So he's standing at a podium above the arena, and he has a little wand that he taps on his hand a couple of times. He's like, and when he puts it up to his mouth, his voice seems to be amplified by magic, and he says, all right, everyone. We're going to have a great game today. We've got 4 brand new contestants here for Fearsies, Foursies. I hope you're all ready. And there's like 6 people in the crowd. And like one is like, yeah! And he says, all right. Now, as you all know, killing, very frowned upon. We're not going to do that this year, are we? Are we, folks? Nah? All right.
Dietrich
First
goes,
test.
no!
So he says, all right, the first, let the games begin. And rising at the center of where you're standing, right at the, in between the 4 of you, there is a small pedestal with 3 plates on it. They each have different mushrooms on them. Kenneth says, Shady Shrooms, the first of the 4 Fearsies, Foursies obstacles. As we know, one of these plates contains poisonous mushrooms. One of these plates contains hallucinogenic mushrooms.
Oh my fucking god.
And one of these plates contains shiitake mushrooms.
Oh my god. Can I?
Which plate will our contestants pick? Let's find out! And he slams the wand down on the ground.
Can I roll for perception to see if I have any idea the difference between them, or roll for something?
You can roll perception if you'd like. If one of you feels that you have an inclination towards knowing what mushrooms are good and bad, you may also.
I know mushrooms.
You know mushrooms?
I feel like I
do.
might also know mushrooms.
All right. Well, which one's the poisonous one?
Can I tell, or do I need to? What do I?
Yeah,
probably roll.
I want you to roll me a nature check.
Okay. You sure not perception? Just checking. Or medicine?
nature.
Maybe medicine? No, nature.
I can roll for nature.
Got a -1 in nature, huh?
Oh, my nature's good. My
Okay.
medicine's slightly better.
Okay, gotcha.
Nature.
That's not bad.
All right. So yeah, so you've located, the left one is poison, the middle one is hallucinogen, the right one is shiitake.
All right. Jay, which one?
Which one did we want?
Which one's poisonous?
Okay, I point to the poisonous one. I
Right.
immediately forgot which one you said that was, but the one that you just said was
The left,
poison. I
right?
point to it.
Poison, hallucination, shiitake. And Candace says, "Oh, it looks like a head scratcher. I wonder which one they're gonna eat, folks."
We eat them?
Oh yeah.
We should just eat the shiitake mushroom. Should we? Does anyone want to eat the shiitake?
Is that how we
Mushroom?
win? We eat the shiitake? Because I gotta be honest with you, Dietrich is pretty tempted to eat the hallucinogen mushroom, but that would mean we lost. Yeah, like the point of the game is to
It
not.
would certainly make the rest of the competition very difficult.
I know, that's why I want to do it. Okay, Dietrich pockets the hallucinogen mushroom and eats the shiitake.
All right. So you all eat the shiitakes then.
Yes.
Wonderful. So, eating these shiitakes, Kenneth, he picks the wand back up again. He says, "Wow, folks, what an amazing turn of events! These have, wow." He says, "All right, well, that's the first challenge, folks. We're going to get to the second challenge right now." And at that, the arena begins to shift. The podium where you're at, it sinks into the ground, and these rocks begin to form and jut out of the ground.
What?
I know.
Also,
rocks.
rising out of the ground are these small targets. Kenneth says, "We've come to the second round, folks. Break the targets. As we know, the more targets you break, the more points you get. You don't have a lot of time to do it, though. So I suggest you get breaking. Let's go!"
Ooh.
And he clicks the mic again. So with this, you need to break as many targets as you can in 3 rounds.
Okay.
You can do that in whatever way you would like.
Okay.
So whatever way you can justify.
Would
We're going to
my-
go.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No,
No,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. I was
How-
just gonna say,
Go ahead. Sorry.
Wait, go
how
ahead.
broken
Wait, sorry.
Sorry, what?
these,
Wait,
need
no,
to
go
be?
ahead.
So like, can my arrows penetrate the targets? Is that?
Oh
like...
yeah, they're made of a thin
Okay.
clay. Yeah.
Okay.
Very thin clay, so they're quite fragile.
Yeah.
If you were to try to move them, they would probably break.
If they, yeah. Well, if you, maybe not that fragile, but like, if they fell off where they are and broke on the ground, then they would definitely break.
Okay.
But
Okay.
but yeah, so we're going to go in. We're gonna
Roll for initiative? Okay, yeah.
So
Alright.
what you want to do is click on your little avatar, and then in your character sheet, roll initiative. Hell yeah.
I did it wrong. Oh
That's
no, I
fine.
didn't.
No,
I do
you
it
did
right?
great.
I don't know what
Everyone
that
did
error
great.
is.
So it's because you didn't click on your token on the map first, but that's
Oh.
okay because I'm going
What?
to plug in your initiatives.
Those are tokens?
manually.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can move them too.
Yeah, if
What?
you click on them,
Whoa.
you can. Yeah.
Sick.
Can you tell we're new to roll 20?
That's fine. That's fine. Raven, you're up first. What would you like to do?
I think I would like to go for the furthest target from us.
Nice. Okay,
Smart.
nice. So if you click and hold something, you can ping it on the map. So you can
Okay.
point to which one you'd like.
Okay, I'm thinking I'm gonna start
Nice.
with this one.
Bet.
Nice, awesome. So you draw an arrow and you draw it back. Go ahead and roll me an attack with your bow.
Sorry. I don't think I'm clicking in the right spot.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
you
It's going to be in your attacks at the center of the sheet.
Yeah, it's like you have them
Oh,
in
I
your
see.
inventory,
I
but
see.
you also
Yep,
have
yep,
them. Yeah, there you go.
I was
Awesome,
just looking in
yeah.
the wrong spot.
No,
Nice.
you're good. So you let an arrow loose, and it hits dead center of mass, and the mask shatters. Awesome.
Please tell me
1
that was
point.
impressive to some of my teammates, because
Yeah, it
Oh,
was.
Nice
yeah.
we need
shot.
to get some
Thank you.
chops.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bank the shot where
Nice.
it goes over all of these rocks, and it lands right there.
Sick.
It was sick. Diedrich, it's your turn.
Okay, so as a rogue, I have bonus movement. Yeah, is that right?
Your cunning action, yeah.
Okay, so I want to move here and here.
Okay.
Possible. Pick this one off and smash it on the ground,
Okay.
and then
Yeah,
run over
that's
here
fine.
and do the same thing to that one.
Well, you can you can only do like one of you can only do it to one,
Okay,
but
but I could
yeah,
move
so
over
you-
there as the cunning
Right.
action. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
used
yeah,
to playing a
absolutely.
non-magical character, friends, and I've never had bonus actions before, so this is new for me. Okay,
That's
so
fine.
yeah, I run over there to.
Yeah,
Do the
you
next
run
one.
up, you smash your hand on it, the mask shatters against the rock, and then you jump over, running to the next one.
Cool.
Excellent. All right, next up is hardtack.
Yes. So how wide is this, and how large is this arena that we're in?
Each square
So-
is 5 feet. Is that correct,
Yeah.
Tyler? Yeah.
Yeah, so this
Okay.
arena is about 140 feet across and about 90 feet tall.
Okay.
Or
Um,
90 by 140.
And you have
Right.
that tool over here too. Like you have like a measuring tool over in the left side. So like if you wanted to like do that yourself to see how far something is, yeah, there you go.
Okay. And then how far can I move before
It's your
doing any
s-
sort of action?
It's your speed.
You
I
can
believe?
move 30 feet.
Can move 30 feet. Okay. So I think I'm gonna move 30 feet to this square here.
Nice.
I'm trying to ping it. This one.
Nice.
Nice. Perfect. Okay.
And then
You can drag your avatar over there. So like
oh, sick.
you have to go back to the. Yep.
There.
There you go.
Perfect. And then I think I'm going to. Perfect. Okay. Well, okay. So I'm going to kind of pull a pouch out of my pocket,
Okay.
and I take a piece of what's in the pouch and put it into my mouth and eat it. And then
Nice.
Was it the poisonous mushroom?
no. And then suddenly from within I feel a power of the skies and the seas and cast Thunderwave in a 15-foot block in front of me.
Nice.
Holy shit, dude! You did not just
Nice.
turn into
You get both
fucking
of these.
Davy Jones for a quick sec after you ate something random out of your pocket.
Nice.
Good
So you
God.
see Hardtack put something in his mouth, and for a second, you see like a storm cloud appear above him just for a second, and he claps his hands together, and both the masks on either side of him explode.
Nice.
At this, a few more people actually begin to wander into the arena,
Hell yeah.
and they begin to cheer the four of you on.
Diedrich is eating this up.
Nice.
I do have a
Juniper?
question.
Yes.
Sorry, was anybody on the front row?
No. no.
Because they're fucking dead now. If they were.
Because they would be
They're
pushed
dead.
back
They're dead.
to the second row.
It's the splash zone, dude.
But also the loud thunder boomed out like 300 feet away from me, so I think everybody in the vicinity of this arena has heard thunder in a clear blue sky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why a bunch of people are coming in. They're like, "What the fuck? Oh my god! Look at that! It's the Fancy Falsies! Hey, get over here! It's Fancy Falsies!" And they start like bringing their friends in. There's popcorn being thrown into the arena. It's really cool. Juniper, it's your turn.
Okay. Bear with me because I've never done this before,
It's fine.
but
That is what
I
this is
think,
for.
I think I'd like to do my, what is it called? Oh, wild shape?
Wild
What
shape.
is it?
Are you gonna turn into a being?
Cool.
Are you gonna
It's a
turn
little
into...
early, but honestly, this is all very overwhelming, and I'd rather not have to communicate with y'all much anyways.
Juniper's like, I'd
Um,
rather be a dog, thanks.
Yeah, that's pretty much my vibe. Question. I've been contemplating what animals I think would be cool. And I want to just logistically, would a badger be strong enough to break these?
Oh, totally.
That is not what I
Totally.
thought you were gonna say. You could probably turn into a cheetah or a panther
Yeah.
or like a
No, some of them,
just a badger.
it's kind of confusing how it works. I'm still kind of small, so I can't turn into some of the coolest animals. But I would like to be a badger. Also, badgers are cool.
Okay,
Fuck you.
you're
And
right,
you can
you're
burrow.
right.
Yeah, what the hell?
Okay.
Actually, badgers are cool as shit. That's it. I'm only being a badger for the rest of the entire
Rest of the
campaign. Badgers are my #1 animal. What the hell?
Oh my
my
god,
God.
not this Pokemon arena right now.
So I don't actually fully know how that works because I've never done it before.
So what happens is with Wild Shape, your clothes and stuff all change with you, so you don't have to worry about like
It's not a Hulk situation.
Animorph stuff. Yeah, or Hulk. Yeah, fine. So you turn into this creature for an hour. You can do it up to 2 times a day, and yeah.
And I think I
there you
can
go.
come out of it earlier than that if I want.
Yes.
But I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
Don't
If you want.
want.
I'm
Okay, so
going
I'd like to turn into a
to.
badger, please.
Yeah. Excellent. I'm going to send you the stats to the badger
Thank you.
right
Oh,
now.
that's awesome. You get like a character sheet for the badger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sick.
So as a badger, you get a burrow speed. You can burrow 5 feet, or you can move 20 feet.
Ooh. I think at this point I don't need because burrowing's not gonna help me break these. I don't think, right? Because they're all above ground.
That is true. However, you can if you want. So these rocks that are in the way, they are still obstacles. So if you want, you can burrow
Oh.
under them to get closer to your target without needing to go around them.
Okay, cool. But it's like one or the other. I either burrow 5 feet or I move. How many feet did you say?
So it's move 20, but you can intersperse burrowing into that.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Like, could I get
So if you want to do like 15 feet and then burrow the last 5, that's fine.
Okay. What could I get to if I do that? Like, I see one. How do I point? I'm so sorry.
There you go. That's it.
You're good. So there's a little circle with a comb in it on the left-hand side of the screen on one of those tabs.
It's like your
You
tools.
can get right there.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So you
I
can
can
reach
see
that
that.
one.
That's the only one I can reach right now?
Yes.
You can go in any direction, but
If,
Okay,
if you
I'll
want
go-
to also attack it.
Yeah, I think I'd like to give that a try. This
Nice.
my first ever badger attack. Let's do it.
Hell
How do
yeah.
I move myself again? Pick it up
So
and
you
move.
go to the select tool on the top left of the
Yep.
screen, and then you can
Got it.
click on your avatar, and you can drag it, or you can use the arrow keys.
Like this.
Oh! Bum, 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 bum. Hell yeah.
I do not know anything about Roll20. I'm so excited.
That's fine.
We're
This
all
is
learning
awesome.
together.
This is awesome. So your form ripples and shifts. Did you have a specific way in mind that you change? Is it like, there is like the Animorphs way where your body physically changes. There's like the Attack on Titan way where there's like just a flash of light and you're a badger, or like, there's like all kinds of ways. Did you have a specific a Sailor Moon way? Like, it's up to you.
I want it to be incredibly chill, where tell me if this is possible. Can I just literally like all my shit drop to the ground and then I pop up as a badger? That's it. Like, not very exciting. Super chill.
Yes.
Just like
I like
down and
that
up.
a lot. That's
Yes.
so funny.
Amazing.
Okay,
That's the Obi-Wan way, where it's like falls to the ground and there you are. Yeah, that's that's so fucking good.
That is
That's
so
fucking
funny.
good.
The comedic timing of that in the future is amazing.
Yeah, you just like, and then you run over. You take a swipe. You bite the target, and it crunches. Gone.
Crunch.
Dead.
Sick.
The crowd actually goes wild at that. They're cheering you on. They're like, Badger, 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 and they're loving this. They're eating this up.
How many more people are in the crowd now? It started at 6. How many are there
It started
now?
at 6. We've got like 30.
Oh, sick.
The thunderclap. They came for the thunder. They stayed for the badger.
For the badger. Yep.
So
I would do the same.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Diedrich is like, did that person just turn into a badger? What just happened? Yeah, Diedrich's
everyone's
right.
confused.
Yeah.
What does the badger
Raven.
No information from Juniper the badger.
Raven, it is your turn.
I think I'm gonna just,
Keep
do it
doing what
again,
you're
bop
doing.
bop.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Just
Do it.
go for a
Don't
very
fix
far
it if it
one
ain't
again.
broken. Yeah.
I'm thinking that I'm gonna go for this one here. That feels good, I think.
Hell yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
that again.
Awesome. Yeah, you bank it where it's goes right over, sailing over the rock, and at first you're not sure if you can get a clear shot, but you see that there's a small opening in between the rocks, and you sink it right there. And just like that, the target's gone. Awesome. Kenneth grabs the mic. He says, "Looks like we got an archer here, folks. It's pretty exciting, huh? And look, there's a badger. How'd that get in there? That's crazy. Oh my god."
Get in there.
Diedrich, it's your turn.
Diedrich is just picking and smashing. Wants to pick up the one next to him and smash it on the ground.
Nice.
Can I use a
Picking and
bonus action
smashing.
to fire a weapon, or is that picking it up and smashing it my only action?
Yeah, picking it up and smashing it is your action. You can use your bonus action to dash, disengage, or hide.
Okay. I'm gonna dash over to the next one. Choo. That.
Hell yeah.
Diedrich has
Awesome,
not even
yeah,
picked
that
up a
happens.
weapon. Diedrich is just running around the pit,
Just picking
smashing
things up and
them.
breaking them.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yep.
Amazing. Hardtack, it is your turn.
Sick. So I know I used Thunderwave last round, but I can keep using it, right?
Oh yeah, do it again.
You can. For as
Sick.
many spell slots as you have, which you have
Perfect.
two in
remaining,
total.
I think.
So
Two
you have
total.
one remaining now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So I'm going to move. I think, yeah, right about there. And then measuring things out. All right, perfect. Just as before, again, reaches into a pocket, pulls out a pouch. This time, just kind of pinching a little and kind of sneakily putting it into his mouth, but he's a little bit slower. He can't do it as sneakily as he wants to. Puts it into his mouth, and then again, like you say, storm cloud above his head, and then claps to the delight of thunder everywhere.
Can there please be some people in the crowd who get wet from this?
So I don't think there's any wetness,
There's no
but
water.
Oh, I thought it was like a rain cloud with thunder.
So are you using Thunderclap or Thunder Wave?
Thunder Wave.
Thunder Wave? Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
So
Because
15-foot
I
cube
realized
for
that
the spell.
I had forgotten to put the cantrip Thunderclap if that was the one that you'd picked, but I don't think it was, right?
No, I'm using
Okay.
the big boy because I need
Yeah,
range.
because it's a square, right?
Like a 15-foot cube.
Yes, it is perfect.
They're well
Perfect.
So yeah,
Yeah.
anybody
so-
if they're on the front row might be subject to Thunder Wave.
Yeah, there are a few people, there's like a family that's like about to get into the front row and then the seats like explode and they're like, no, and they like they go back a few rows. But but yeah, those 3 targets all boom, 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 explode. Very cool. And everyone starts cheering, even the family that was almost killed, they're like, yeah! They're losing it.
Why did you
Uh,
literally make the boulder scene in this fucking game, dude? My God, this is amazing.
Because there's nothing better than Avatar. So, Juniper, it's your turn.
Question.
Yeah.
I forgot how to point.
Oh,
Click and hold.
Click and hold, that's it?
Or, yeah, left click and hold.
This one.
Yeah.
This buddy?
Mhm.
Is that on top of the rock?
It is.
Can badgers climb at all?
Yeah.
Honey Badger don't give a shit.
These, like,
yeah.
These
Yeah,
aren't.
that's what I
Yeah,
thought.
they don't give a shit.
I don't know
Yeah.
how big this rock is. I also don't know that much about badgers, but they're cool. Can I please climb to that? Is that like, I don't know, height wise? Am I close enough height wise?
5, 10, 15, 20.
Wrong one.
Yeah,
Wrong
you
one.
can.
The other
You
one.
can just
Other one.
barely get there.
That one is me.
Oh, whoops! Gotcha. You can 100. Then you can absolutely get there. Easy.
Okay, sick. I'm just gonna scramble on over and same deal.
not the
Yeah.
scrambling.
Yeah. So you scramble on over, you climb it, and with your little badger claws, you just.
Wait,
Yeah,
what was
got
that
those.
sound effect
Crush it.
again? Can we get that sound effect again in the chat? Who did that?
Oh yeah. That's
Who
me.
did the,
Oh, you
like,
want
the
the
little pitter? Yeah, that.
Oh, perfect.
That is
Thank
what
you.
I sound like, yeah.
Amazing.
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 Oh, so good, so good, so good. That's fantastic. So, the third round begins. And as it does, so first Raven, we're going to have you take your turn. And then something's going to happen.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh boy.
That's not ominous at
Yeah, I
all.
know.
I feel
like
totally
Eh.
confident in my next move. Okay. I didn't actually consider a height that much whenever we were just rolling, but there's multiple rocks in between me and this buddy right over here.
Mhm.
And I'm wondering, as far as height wise, am I able to shoot this one right here?
So if you climbed up onto one of the rocks, you would have full view of every single target.
Okay. So I'm thinking I'm gonna climb up on the rock that's like right here in front of me.
Okay, perfect.
And,
Yeah.
and shoot if that's within my.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
absolutely. Yeah. So you
Okay.
climb up onto this rock.
Yep.
And you take aim and you fire. All right, so go ahead and roll me an attack. Oh my god. Yeah, you do that thing where you don't even really look at it and you're just like, poof, and it goes sailing through, hits the target. The crowd is losing their shit.
Raven does a
They
trick shot
are-
with her toe to pull the bow back.
Yeah, it's
Oh, I do one of those like acrobatics
Yeah,
where I'm,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
actually on my hands, but I shoot it with my feet.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I
It's,
hate
it. The crowd starts chanting. They're like, Smasher, Archer, Thunder, Badger, and they're just
Yes.
chanting.
Diedrich is chanting with them. Diedrich is smasher, badger.
Yeah. So, so as this is happening,
Oh God, something's gonna happen.
Juniper, would you do me a favor
Oh God.
no.
and roll me a perception check?
Oh hell yeah, I
You
will.
better be very perceptive as a damn
Oh,
badger.
I'm about to perceive, bestie.
9. Okay, nice.
Oblivious
Nice,
badger.
I have a really good modifier too, so that was a shit roll.
Yeah, that's okay.
I still wait to clarify.
so-
I did that right? Like I still have my regular perception as a. There's like some stuff that I keep when I'm wild shape and some that I don't, but I think that is one.
Yes, yeah. Your wisdom, basically, it's only your physical stats that change.
Okay, cool.
Your
So, like-
strength, dexterity, constitution.
What about stealth
yeah,
and
your
sleight of
wisdom's-
hand? Like, is the sleight of hand better as a badger? The little like badger hand. I'm just curious.
Well, I'd say it's probably worse because you don't have hands.
Right, it's
You
like
have,
there's no
you know,
thumbs.
claws.
Yeah.
Little claws.
You can only like
Little
do
paws.
this.
Yeah.
You know. But
Exactly.
Juniper, for a split second, out in the audience, you see an elf that makes eye contact with you, and turns away and walks out of the stadium.
I do not like that.
The elf, you don't see their face, so I guess they don't make eye contact with you. But you see it's looking at you. You just see
feel
the
eye contact
pointy
vibes.
ears. Yeah. You see the pointy ears coming out from beneath the hood, and then it turns and walks away. The cloak that it's wearing seems to be made of some kind of woven, like grassy, like fronds kind of thing. It's not cloth. It's not like what these humans and these civilized folk wear. But the elf turns away and leaves the stadium.
Does it look like what I wear?
It looks similar.
Uh-oh.
Like a more subdued version. Like what you wear sticks out. It's grass that you wear that has been tied together to make
Yeah.
a cloak.
It
But
is.
what this one is wearing seems to be more civilized. Kind of
Does it-
a hybrid between normal people cloak and your cloak.
Okay. And it doesn't do I recognize this do I recognize them or do I just notice them as do I recognize
just notice-
specifically who it is?
It catches your eye because it looks familiar to you, but you can't really
Okay.
get any of the specifics. But it does catch your eye.
Oh no.
And now it is Diedrich. It is your turn.
Smasher.
Smash.
Smasher. You hear Smasher, Smasher,
Wait,
Smasher.
okay. So before Diedrich smashes it, Diedrich takes the clay mask and is like holding it up to the tune of the smasher. Like, you want me to smash it? You want me to smash it?
Smash it! Smash it!
Slams it. I'm really sorry, my horns fell off. Slams it on the ground.
Amazing. Yeah, you crushed the shit out of it. It's beautiful.
Diedrich is picking up the ashes, like the crumbled mess of the mask, and is like dropping it on his head. Oh, so
Sweet.
into it. Yeah, the shower of clay. Love it.
That's so gross. All right. All right. Hardtack, it's your turn.
All right. Let me measure here. Okay, it's pretty much identical on which way to go. So, I think Hardtack is just going to stand still and utilize one of his cantrips as a warlock.
Is it Eldritch Blast?
It is.
Of course it is.
So he turns to the crowd and just kind of gives a smile, looking out this way to the family that he almost destroyed with the last thunderclap. And just kind of looks directly at them all, gives them a wink, and kind of points his finger out
Yes. All right,
to
charisma.
Eldritch Blast over here to this little target.
Awesome. A brilliant beam of energy comes out of your finger. I'm gonna say it's maybe like a dark blue, like the color of deep water.
Perfect.
Maybe. Yeah.
Ooh.
Skadoosh.
Hell yeah.
Ooh,
Hell
that's
yeah.
nice.
And it is. Sorry, was it this one or was it this one? The left or the right?
Let's go with the right one.
The right? Okay. Yeah. And the target explodes. And in a shower of debris and like a little sea foam gets out there all over
So
the place.
freaking cool.
Yo.
It is. It is so freaking cool. And people that family's like, thunder, thunder! Like, even the little kids are like, thunder! And Juniper,
Yeah.
it's your turn.
Okay, what direction did I see the, like, where did I see the elf that
in
I
this
sort
direction.
of? Wait,
In the
sorry.
top left. You're good. It's like
Top
this direction.
Is that right? Help.
Sorry,
Do I
top
know
right.
left and
Sorry,
right? Okay.
Sorry,
I was like,
I didn't
oh,
make
God.
the
We
L with
just
my
did the
hand, and I
memorizing
was like-
thing for
How
North.
tired am I? No, I do this as well every time.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. What's funny is that I only ever make the L with my, like, I know I only ever make the shape with my left hand, but I still have to see it visually. This is fun.
Yeah.
Brains are good job, brain.
Brains are good job. Yeah.
I mean, in sign
Really?
language, it's still like whatever hand. Anyway.
Oh, interesting. Okay, Juniper, there's no more thingies around them, so she's just thinking about the weirdly familiar elf that she just saw, and she's gonna just scramble off this rock.
Okay.
And then hide behind it, like on the side that's like hidden behind, and maybe burrow too, actually.
Scaredy cat.
Cool.
Burrow behind the
cool.
rock. And just, can I stay
Cool.
burrowed for a minute? Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Not as a form
yeah,
of
you just,
travel,
like,
as a form of hide.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. That's all. Sorry to
That's
not be helpful, everyone,
adorable.
but
I love
No,
that.
that's fine. That's fine. So the round ends, and
There's one
the
more.
oh no.
the round ends, and
Oh.
Kenneth
Lose.
holds his mic up and he says, "Wow, folks! Who would have guessed they would have gotten so many targets? That was amazing!" And the crowd, which is now maybe 70 people,
Ah, sure.
is going nuts. They're chanting. There's like a little kid that's like, "I want that badger!" And like,
The next time we're in the
Everyone-
city, they're all gonna have costumes made of these badgers.
it's pretty cool. The arena, you're all standing, well, actually, except for Raven. The three of you, as you take another step, you feel your foot squishes a little bit.
What?
The
Uh-oh.
ground beneath you is getting damp,
Uh-oh.
and then
What?
it's beginning to get watery.
Oh no, I'm underground.
Yeah, you like poke your head up.
Not good.
There's water appearing in this arena. The next thing that you know, the water is about ankle deep now.
Badgers are not very tall.
Rocks, the rocks begin to sink into the
Oh
ground,
my god.
and large walkways made of stone rise from the ground. And you have a minute before they actually get there, so I'm just gonna bring you over to
I'm
that
just gonna
area.
doggy paddle over.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh my god.
That mask is gone. Kenneth, he says, "All right, folks, the third penultimate task:
No.
bobbing for beetles." And there are things in the water. Little things that seem to that are swimming around. They're like the size of an iPhone. They're small. And Kenneth says, "Now, as you know, folks, the longer your head's underwater, the more beetles you'll attract. Fit as many as you can in your mouth, and you get that many points."
Oh my god. What? Okay.
With that, he puts the mic
Okay.
down.
Beebles?
Yes, and coming out of the water occasionally, you see these things.
What? What is that?
Is a beetle an animal?
Or a
Yeah,
mineral? Oh,
It's...
I'm just wondering.
Why do they have
Just
butts? Why do they look? They have little butts, Bessie.
what? Why are you looking at the? Okay, wait, that one
They have
does have a
little
butt.
butts.
Yeah, that one
Yeah,
has a butt.
it's a donk.
No.
I hate them. Diedrich puts his head. It dunks his head in. And opens his mouth really wide. And is trying to catch him. What happens?
So I need you. Let's see. Your Constitution's -1, so
Dexterity.
so you can't hold your breath for very long.
Damn it.
You get 1 Beeble,
Okay.
and you hold your mouth. It's like little feet are kicking as it's in your mouth. And you just like and like spit it back in the water.
Oh wait, no, I don't want to spit it back in the water. I want to spit it into my hand,
okay.
and I want to put it in my pocket.
Okay, yeah. You
Yeah.
spit it in your hand. You put it in your pocket.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay.
1 hallucinogenic mushroom and 1 Beeble.
Are they in the same pocket?
They are in the same pocket. Oh no, they're not!
No.
Oh no!
No, you said it. You said it.
This is not.
That Beeble's about to start tripping balls, y'all.
My
The
God.
Beeble is in for a wild ride.
Oh god.
So,
okay.
So, would anyone else also like to try and bob for Beebles?
So I have a question. Are they animals? Do they count
They-
as an animal?
I mean, you
full
can-
transparency.
She wants to
I'm
animal
wondering
handle
if my
them.
animal
Yeah.
handling will help.
You can try it. You
Exactly.
can try it. Yeah. Yeah, roll me an animal handling.
My gosh. Yes!
Yo,
Yo.
yo.
Let's go!
So, you
This is a
so
crit
you stick
success.
your head underwater and you start like like
Yes.
making Aquaman
Beeble
sounds
sonar.
under the water, and the beavles just start flocking to you. You can only fit a couple of them in your mouth, but when you lift your head, there's like 5 of them just hanging onto your face.
Yeah.
And
Diedrich is picking them off of a Raven's face and pocketing them like as you're coming out of the water.
yeah, so you have quite a bunch of points from that. Hardtack, Juniper. Would you also like to, or nah?
Badgers aren't great at swimming, and I'm gonna stay a badger. I'm
Yeah.
not
Big
interested
ol' no.
in
Yeah,
turning back into my regular form at present.
totally fine. Totally fine.
I feel like I'll just kind of lay down on the platform we're standing on, just because I don't want to get all my clothes wet. I take off my hat and I just kind of gently dip my face right into the water, but only my face.
You're a water man. Are you scared of water? Diedrich is poking fun.
A good pirate doesn't get wet.
Yo, fair.
Pretty good. Yeah,
so,
it's pretty good.
so Hardtack, you put just your face under the water, and firstly, because of your specific patron, you can breathe underwater, so you just kind of keep your head down there, and you just keep going, and eventually, like, the crowd begins to like, is he okay? Like, because you're still there, and it's like 10, 20 seconds, a minute goes by, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and eventually Kenneth is like, get him out of the water, he's dead! And but when you come up, there is more Beeble than Hardtack. They're clinging to you. They're like the whole. It's
A mask
you get
of
almost
Beebles.
all the Beebles. Yeah, you have a mask of Beebles, and
I don't like it.
at first the crowd is like, ugh, but then the crowd, they're like, they erupt in applause as.
I love that there's
And
like a
Hardtack says-
hesitation.
You can't talk, but he's trying to celebrate. Hey, look at how many Beebles I got, but they're muting him.
Yeah, Kenneth is like, I have never seen that many Beebles in my life. That's amazing. That's amazing, folks. Thunder, everybody! And everyone starts chanting.
Can I use my thaumaturgy to create the sound of thunder whenever he says that?
Yeah.
Just to-
Oh, totally.
Oh my.
He says thunder, and I go, "Poof," and then everybody hears just a clap of thunder.
It's just like a distant rumble of thunder.
Yes.
Yes, amazing. So at that, the Beebles disappear. Once there's like, they all turn into bubbles. It's just like,
Even the ones
They
in
all
my
turn into bubbles.
pocket.
even the ones in your pocket.
I wanted to keep them.
You now have damp pockets.
And one
And-
hallucinogenic mushroom.
Hallucinogenic mushroom.
No, they stole it.
That's got like a bite taken out, like a tiny little bite taken out of it.
And at that, the arena clears of water. And Kenneth raises his mic once more, and he says, "All right, folks, now for the final challenge. You know it. You love it. Oh, just gonna sneak right by you there." And he puts his hand out, and this statue rises out from the ground on the right side of the map.
Oh boy.
And it looks up, and you all look at it, and its eyes flash, and you find that you can't move for a couple of seconds. And then the statue closes its eyes again, and you find that you can move.
Whoa! Whoa! Don't blink.
Kenneth says, "The rules are clear. Don't let it see ya. Reach it before the timer runs out. And sneak."
Ah! Okay.
So this is more skill challenging than combat, so I'm going to let you all have a round to try and get as close as you can, perhaps without it seeing you when it opens its
Being
eyes.
perceived.
Oh yeah.
Can I
I
ask
mean,
a question on that?
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
Two questions. One, when Badger underground burrowing, can that be seen? Just wondering.
Nope.
Sick. Second
No,
question.
cannot.
I know that I have like 5 feet of burrowing. Can I stay underground between those 5 feet? Like,
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely.
I got my strat. Here we go.
5 feet every round. Okay.
Amazing. All right, so Badger Juniper goes 5, 10, 15, and then you burrow the last 5 feet and you stay under.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. How would the rest of you like to try and approach the statue before it opens its eyes?
Yeah, I'm gonna start walking too, or I'm gonna start moving forward. And then I kind of want to try to see if I can see a blind spot in his like helmet or something, like kind of like off to the side, like maybe I'm like kind of off to the side over here. And then I want to
Yeah,
stealth.
that's fine.
I want to stealth check for the rest of my movement. Hopefully with advantage because I'm in his blind spot. You know what I mean? Like.
Okay. So what I'll say is I want you to roll me a perception to
Okay.
try and see if you can check a blind spot. Okay. Just natty average.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it has a blind spot to you.
Okay.
But you can still try and use your stealth to try and hide, so you can move even when its eyes are open.
Okay, great. So its eyes are closed right now, yeah?
Yeah, basically what we're doing is
We're
there's
squid
one
gaming.
round where its eyes are closed, one round where its eyes are open, and then we repeat it once. And then if you can reach it, good.
Great. So his eyes are closed right now, so I don't even need to roll for stealth, really.
Right.
I have that much movement, so I'm just gonna walk up. We're just
Mhm.
gonna Squid Games this real quick.
Okay.
Cool. Sounds good.
All right, great. So you walk up, and then its eyes. Okay. Diedrich not Diedrich. Hardtack and Raven.
2 tieflings, I know.
I know. And
Yeah.
2 elves.
Not
Independently
picking
of
up.
each other, we
Can I-
chose this. Oh wait, no. Raven's a human.
Yeah,
Right?
Raven's
Yeah,
human.
I'm a human. I'm
Yeah.
a human. Not to piggyback, but can I also perception check to see if there's any kind of blind spot or anything in my like near area that I could use to like camouflage myself?
Yeah, you can perception to try and look for camouflage.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. You find that there's
Jeez.
debris from the past 2 competitions that you can actually use. Then you can you baseball slide under it as you're running.
Nice.
Amazing. I would like to do that, please.
Nice, nice. So you get to move your speed, which is 30 feet. You can get right next to Diedrich,
Look at us.
and you camouflage yourself.
Just hanging.
Diedrich, did you want to use a stealth
Yes.
to try and
Yes.
hide?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
Like for the next round, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
For the
Oh,
next
no.
round! For the next round!
Oh,
I have
okay.
a +4. How is it a
Oh.
9? That's so bad.
Hardtack, what would you like to do?
So what is the ground made of here? Like, is it sandy? Is it?
Yeah, it looks
so
sandy.
It's sandy. Okay.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking that I move kind of 30 feet to right in front of where Juniper is, and try
Okay.
to kind of cover myself with sand, like just kind of bury the visible parts of my body with sand, just leaving
Okay.
like my nose out to breathe.
All
In
right,
front
roll
of
me a-
Juniper,
roll me a-
not on top
okay.
of Juniper.
Roll me a stealth.
Okay. Sorry, I'm getting everything back open.
That's fine.
Don't close your character. Oh, God.
Nice.
I'm the rogue here, you butt.
Yeah. So you
I'm the
you
pirate.
baseball slide under it. You find that there is, in fact, another piece. It seems like a big shield almost. And you slide under and you hide behind the shield and you use your cloak to cover the rest of your
Awesome.
body.
Perfect.
Yeah. The second. Nice. The second round. So the statue then opens its eyes. Juniper, you're underground. Diedrich,
Can I roll again?
you can. Diedrich, roll me a stealth.
Yay! Thank you. Thank you. Oh my god, that's not that much better.
That's fine. Diedrich, you have all of these rags that are in your pockets, and you just kind of throw them up in the air, and you kick up as much sand as you possibly can. You create a
Pocket
little-
sand!
little cloud.
Pocket sand!
You pocket sand, and
Yes!
it just there's a cloud of sand,
I love it.
and it sends you into a coughing fit. But you seem okay. The second round then begins. The statue then closes its eyes. Or no, I'm sorry. The statue does not have its eyes closed. Statue's eyes are open. Would you like to try and approach it?
Yeah, I think with my stealth roll, I'm gonna try to get closer. Like with the
Okay.
sand, I'm gonna try to move.
Okay.
I think I still have quite a ways to go. Yeah. I think I only have 20 feet of speed. Let me double check that. Yeah. Oh, I have 30. I can get to him from here if that stealth roll counts the whole time.
You're gonna have to roll me another.
Okay, I'll
stealth
try to get about halfway there then with that stealth.
check. Okay, that's
Okay.
fine. That's that works then.
Okay.
Because it would be half your movement.
Right.
All right. Would the rest of you like to try and get there, or are you gonna stay hidden?
I have a question. Is
Yes.
there any other than like a visible indication? Like, okay, basically, I want to know if I would know. I think going underground, Juniper is going to assume at all times that the eyes are open, right? Like, we went underground as soon as the eyes were about to open, whatever.
Yeah.
And now my assumption, I'm underground. My assumption is like eyes are open. Will there is there any type of indicator that when the eyes are open or closed, like that is non-visual? One or two, would I have an understanding of how long the eyes would be open for?
Yeah. So the duration you knew beforehand, so
Okay.
you will know roughly the timing of when the eyes will be open and closed.
So I'm gonna assume that. So I know that the eyes are open right now, but I also
Yeah.
know that I'm underground, so I am gonna move
Right.
5 feet forward,
Yeah.
Mhm.
regardless.
that's
okay,
fine.
cool. But I'm
Yeah.
not gonna come up
Okay.
this turn because I know the eyes are
Right.
open.
Right.
Cool.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So I can just do like this.
Yep.
Is that 5 feet?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's 5 feet.
Yeah.
Just one
And then
block.
you can choose to dash, which means you can move twice.
But you'd have to come up,
Well-
right?
No,
Oh, cool.
not with
I
the
can do
burrow speed.
5 feet again underground burrowed.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Oh yeah, I want to
If
do
you,
that.
if you choose to dash, yeah.
Is there any
Which you can.
reason not to?
Nah. think so.
It would be like in combat, you wouldn't be able to attack. So basically, you can
Oh.
use your action to attack or dash or cast a spell or something like that.
Okay, cool.
But
But I'm
yeah,
not
you can just do
actively in
Yeah,
combat, so
yeah.
I'm just gonna use it.
Right.
Sick.
Yeah,
Right.
do it. Hell yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Does Dietrich know that she's there? Does Diedrich know that they're under? No. Damn.
No.
Gonna drop you a cookie.
Yeah. So as you, so the statue's eyes begin to close at this point, and as they do, there's a little bird that's high above, and it's circling, and it just goes, beep, 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 boing, and then it flies away. That was not my choice. So,
Can I try
Creative.
to Eldritch Blast the bird?
Do it. Fucking do
yes.
it. Fucking
Yes, you may.
do it.
All
Yes,
right.
you may.
Yeah. Hold on. Where is it? Spells.
Yeah. So it's gonna be
120
in
feet.
your core. There's gonna be
Yeah.
oh shit. Oh, I fucked up.
Like actually roll the attack.
I'm gonna boop
It's somewhere.
boop boop. There it is. Nope. Why isn't it in your? Come on, buddy.
For anybody new here, while Tyler's doing that, there is a channel point command called Encounter, which you can totally use at any time if you'd like. It is the only thing you get to do with it is a creature of your choosing makes an appearance in the scene. You can't like change the fate of anything that's happening. Obviously, it's just a small encounter that runs through a scene, or a tiny bird that goes pee pee poo poo over our heads, or something like that, and then it's gone.
Yeah. I think Hardtack, while he sees the bird, is just thinking back to the days on the ship where there would just be seagulls flying over as the ship goes, all these bored pirates sitting there, and just them usually trying to throw things at them. But now that that he has this power, he just
If
used it
you're-
for the first time during this little trial.
If you're a warlock and
shot
you're
it
not
out of
using
there.
Eldritch Blast with just reckless abandon, are you really a warlock?
That's fair. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, so you like snipe the bird, you just and there's a little explosion of feathers just falls onto the ground. I'm gonna say it lands on the head of the statue
Nice.
and it blocks
covering
the
the
eyes.
eyes.
The dead
Yes.
bird. Oh, no way. Let's go.
And you
Perfect.
you just continue forward with the eyes not being able to see you. It is very easy for you to reach the statue. And at
Perfect.
this, the crowd goes wild. As you have completed Fearsies Foursies, Kenneth is like, ladies and gentlemen, this is amazing. This is amazing. I've never seen this in my life. Who thought to blind the statue with a bird out of the sky? That's amazing. That's incredible. Just give him a hand, folks. Give him a hand. And the crowd is loving this. They're loving it. They're shouting, Smasher! Thunder! Badger! Archer! They're loving this. The arena is half full at this point.
Diedrich makes a sprint for it if he's blinded. Diedrich is
Oh yeah.
is out here.
Yeah. As soon as you touch the statue, the arena goes back to normal.
So like one of us had to touch it, and now we're good.
Yeah. So Kenneth taps the wand. He says, "All right, will our contestants, they can collect their winnings right outside the arena. We'll be back with our next round's contestants. Oh, great job, folks. Great job."
Woo! Diedrich is
And
throwing sand up in the air to please the crowd.
Hardtack
You-
just takes his hat off and
Yeah.
does a little bow.
Yeah. Love
Is
the bow.
Juniper above ground at this point? Because
No.
I'm looking for any sign of
And
which,
the
where
cheering
they
is
could be.
incredibly frightening, so Juniper's staying underground for now. And confused, for the record.
That's incredible. That's
Just
incredible.
Diedrich is using cookies to try to coerce Juniper out of the ground.
What?
You're
Yeah, just like Dietrich's like, come here.
Come here, come here. Cookies.
Jay.
I don't love this being treated like an animal. However,
Do you
I
say
did
this? Do you
really like. No, I don't speak for the
Okay,
record.
okay,
I'm not
okay,
speaking. I'm
okay.
just I'm thinking out loud.
Okay.
I did really like those
Okay.
cookies. So Juniper's gonna come up above ground, snatch as many cookies as she can grab with her little badger claws as quickly as possible, and then hide behind Raven.
How
I would like to
small are
snatch
you?
those cookies
Can
though.
you like
love
can you
it.
just like be on my shoulders? Can I just like carry
I
you
want to
around?
I want to remain conscious of I want to hide still as much as possible. So
Valid.
if you have
Put her
like
in
a
your
cloak
coat.
on,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna be like under it kind of deal, not in a weird way, in a
Put him
hiding
under
way.
your cloak. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Depending how small you
Please
are, maybe
make
you're in
a
my quiver.
papoose. Make a papoose for the badger out of your shirt.
Yeah. Do you want a badger backpack? Let me.
Yes.
I of course want to
Just
touch
like-
your back.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
I'm gonna munch on cookies.
In a backpack.
Yeah, in a backpack.
I love this.
hiding.
Sick.
If you have like a
Perfect.
hood on your cloak, I want to be in the hood like a little
Yes.
kitten.
Yes.
I like
that's
badgers.
Exactly
I mean, badgers
where you
aren't-
are.
Badgers aren't tiny, but
How
they're
big
not
are
big.
badgers?
They're pretty small.
Badgers, well, their classification is tiny, which
Oh,
means
sick.
they're like a
I'm
house
tiny.
cat. You
Okay.
know, like you're,
Perfect.
Yeah, so you're
You're
1,000%
small
in my
creature.
hood of my
I'm in your
cloak.
hood.
yeah.
And
Okay,
I got
according
how many
definitely,
cookies?
yeah.
Did I get all the cookies? I would like to take all the cookies. If
Okay,
possible.
yeah. I drop. Go ahead.
Roll me a sleight of hand,
Okay, sick.
Juniper.
Badgers are 20 to 34 inches, just so everybody knows. I googled it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
yeah.
ideal.
Small
Sorry, I have to-
creature.
Oh.
Ideal size.
So
You may not
sleight of
like
hand.
it.
Oh my god.
Ooh,
Roll me a
please, please.
All right. So I'll say you get.
Oh.
2. Oh, you get wow. So 2d12, you get 13 cookies.
Oh, wow, both ends of the.
Baker's dozen. Wow.
Baker's
Baker's dozen.
dozen. That's perfect.
And as you travel out of the arena, so we get to the outer parts of the festival where you have all gone to collect your winnings. There is also a complimentary little meal for those who have participated and done well. Because of the amount of points that you have all gotten, you are now ranked in like the top 2 positions of Fearsies Forsies. And so those in the top 2, you've gotten a little like luncheon that's thrown for you, where you get to meet a couple of the upper ranking officials in Sunhome. And it's a little bit of schmoozing, but mostly a little bit of boozing, a little bit of schmoozing, but a whole lot of buffet. There is a buffet for all of you that you just start filling your plates. There is just mountains of vegetables and fruit and roast things, and it's really nice. I would like Raven. I'd like you to make me a perception check. 10. All right. Whoops, that's a D10. All right. So, Raven, you find that when you reach for one of the things, there are like these little dinner rolls, and you reach for one, and these 2 tiny little hands take a dinner roll from the buffet and scurry away. You see that there is a
Another
rather
badger.
large rat that has taken the dinner roll and is scurrying away, and it looks at you. It has the bread, and it like cocks its head to the side, and then it almost like gives you an up nod, and then it starts munching on the bread, and it runs away.
Where are the rats?
Not me.
It's not.
I'm
It's
still
not.
in the hood.
It's not Jay. It's not Juniper.
My like natural inclination is, can I befriend the rat? Can I like animal handling? Can I?
Yeah, why don't you roll me
Follow
an
the
animal
rat?
handling?
What you
Yeah,
after
actually,
it?
no. You should follow it.
Yeah. Follow
Oh my
her.
god.
Oh,
Jesus. That's amazing.
Holy shit.
I'm like
Wow.
best friends with this rat.
This is the best rat you've ever. It's a rat king.
I just have like a
So-
really big thing for rodents. Apparently.
So, Raven, you follow this rat around. If you follow it outside of the tent where the luncheon is happening, and it scurries around the back, and you run after it, and you're doing your best to animal handle it, and it looks at you, and then it stops to see if you're following it, and then you get closer, and then it runs away a little bit, and then it like kind of like looks back, and then like it's like and it keeps going until you're about maybe 30 feet away from the tent, and it loops into an alleyway.
Mhm.
You follow it into the alley, and the rat is gone when you turn into the alleyway. However, in its place, there is an elf that is standing there.
I knew it.
He has his arms folded, and he's looking at you. And he has these... He's maybe the biggest elf you've ever seen. He's well over 6 foot tall. Normally elves are like 5 foot, like in the lower 5 foot range.
Mhm.
Like I like to say they're Tyler height. Like I'm like 5'6". That's like
Short
the
kings.
I'm a tall elf. But so this elf is well over 6 foot. He has these druidic tattoos all over his body,
Mhm.
and he's looking at you, and he says, "I remember you."
Me?
Yeah.
From where?
The wild human that aided the traitor.
Shit.
I'm being very quiet in this hood.
I was gonna say Juniper's with you. Yeah,
I'm
like
so
Juniper
quiet.
is in
incredibly
the hood
quiet.
right now. Okay.
What traitor?
So he actually he slams his fist into the wall of the building next to him, and he's like, "Don't play dumb!" And
I really don't like men.
and he he looks up at the ceilings, the tall parts of the alleyway, and you look up, you see that there are a few animals that are all watching intently they're all looking at you, and he speaks in a language that you don't understand. It seems like it's rumbling and growling and all kinds of things. Juniper, you recognize that language. It's Sylvan. It's Druidic. And he's saying, "Start without me. I'll catch up." And the animals back away,
This is
and they
bad.
disappear. And you hear in your hood, "Cheep, cheep, 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 cheep."
This is bad.
And the elf wordlessly just turns around, and as he's turning, his form ripples, and it is that rat again, and it just scurries off.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Okay, for clarification, so there's nobody around anymore? This guy left?
Mhm.
All the animals are gone?
Yeah.
Can I yank Juniper out of my hood?
Not the yank.
Do it!
Like,
I'm
By the
just
little
a
badger
I'm just a little
tail.
badger. Don't hurt me.
okay, little badger, I gotta talk to you. Can
Okay.
you get out here?
Here.
I'm pretty sure I have to turn back into my elf form to speak. So
Does
I
Raven
guess it's
has
probably-
bee speech or anything?
I don't think so.
so yeah, I'll turn back into my elf form, I guess. Same deal, just
Just like a
down and up,
small
if that's
pop.
okay. I think I can just do that at will, right? Like that's
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, cool. We need to get out of
As
We're
this
you're
gonna
holding
need
the
some
badger, just
information.
We need to leave the city right now. We need to
Do we
leave.
bring Hardtack and Diedrich with us?
I don't care, but we should leave now.
Valid.
I guess we should bring them.
I think it might be helpful.
Can Deidre come out? Can
We
Deidre
should
come out of
try
the
to
tent?
get as many.
Well, Diedrich,
Yeah.
I actually need. We're gonna
Okay.
cut to back in the tent. Diedrich, I need you to roll me perception. Actually, hardtack, I need you also to roll me perception.
Ooh, not one of my highest stats. That was a good roll.
Okay. Diedrich and hardtack, the two of you, as you're at this buffet, there are animals that seem to be creeping up to the tent. Animals that don't quite belong in a city. You've never really seen a boar hanging around the city before, nor have you seen wolves.
They're
But-
just fucking wolves, just like stalking around, dude. Deidre is trying to throw them stuff from the buffet.
People have begun to notice. And as you... Let's see. We're going to move to a different scene.
How much food has Hardtack and Diedrich eaten? Do they feel replenished and
Oh, yeah.
rested after after their
As you said, do I have my
Pharisees'
slot
40s?
sets? My slots.
You've taken a short rest,
Okay,
which for warlocks actually does get you your spell slots back,
perfect.
which is
I'm getting
incredible.
those back.
Would you say that I've had a rest? Just a little nappy nap.
Yes. So you do have your spell slots back. And I'm actually going to move you all to a different page because these animals... This is not the right music for this. These animals begin to lunge at the tent.
What?
And they
What?
begin to
What?
tear things down.
Food fight. Sorry.
You see some of them,
Say
they're
that in
scorpions,
character, please.
bears,
Bears?
lions,
Bears?
and wolves,
What?
boars. They begin to tear at the foundations of the tent. Everyone is losing it. The guards are all... They're getting ready to fight. But the animals just seem intent on destroying the place. As this is happening, the tent is coming down. The two of you manage to dive out of the way just as the tent lands on the guards, and they begin to try and cut their way out. You find that you are surrounded by animals. Raven and Juniper, you are over here. Diedrich and Hardtack, you are over here. We're gonna roll for initiative.
Oh my god.
We're in combat now.
Combat.
Okay, so it's definitely too late. Update, it is too late to leave.
This is a quick update.
Okay, what do I need to do to make it count for me? I'm so sorry.
You click
That's
on
okay.
your like
Click
icon,
on your token.
your profile picture before you click initiative, and
On
it'll
the
just
map.
auto get in the queue. But Tyler can fix it if you don't get it right away.
But I click on my person and then I click initiative from my sheet, right?
Yes.
Right.
Click on your person in the.
Nice,
yeah,
and you're
yeah,
in.
There you go.
Okay, so oh my god. I have no initiative. Makes perfect sense
You're
in this
fine.
situation.
Honestly, yeah.
I rolled
It's
on
kind of
that
on
one.
brand.
Raven,
Ooh.
you are up first.
Oof. Okay. So we're like fighting. There's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
like
Yeah, you're
we're
actually like
fighting.
fighting.
You're still
Okay,
talking
okay.
to them now. I think.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
too
okay.
late. I guess like I think it's reasonable for me to like is it fine before we officially start for me to say, okay, it's too late. We need to like can I say something?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
great.
absolutely. Yeah.
Just because
yeah.
I think like it's fair. You don't have a whole lot of context here. I also am not interested in telling you everything, but I think it's fair to say like, okay, Juniper says to Raven, it's too late. We don't have time to leave. Don't trust any animals that you see except for me, and try to get everyone away from the buildings.
away from the buildings. Okay. All right. Okay, so what I'm seeing here are like enemies nearby, right?
Mhm.
There's like a wolf right next to you.
Yeah. Can I use like hunter's mark on that wolf?
Ooh, what is that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm also putting civilians onto the map.
Oh no. Not civilians.
Not the civilians.
But yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, so you cast Hunter's Mark. That is a bonus action, which means you get your regular action as well.
Okay.
What is Hunter's Mark?
So Hunter's Mark is where you cast this, you basically get a target on an enemy that you see, and every time you hit an enemy, you get an additional amount of damage with Hunter's Mark.
Wow, okay.
And so on your turn, if the enemy is no more, you can use your bonus action to move the target to someone else.
Okay, so I think I want to do a hunter's mark on that wolf
Nice.
there.
Yeah, go for it.
Would I click hunter's mark first?
You don't have to because it's not that kind of spell. So
Okay,
I'm just gonna I'm gonna
sure.
mark it on the map.
Okay. And then I think I'm just gonna shoot it.
Yeah,
to
go
give
for it.
us, you know.
Nice.
Nice. All right. So a 9. Yeah. So you
No!
you launch your arrow, but a civilian bumps you as you're there. This civilian actually runs up to you and is like, "Excuse me!" And you're just like, "Whoa!" And the arrow kind of goes wide, and the civilian's like, "Oh no!" and runs back away.
Sick.
Diedrich, it's your turn.
Wow. Diedrich is going to... Diedrich, okay,
Flash.
be a rogue. Only,
And then Hardtack, you're up next.
I'm like always a freaking warlock. Be a rogue. Diedrich is going to fire his short bow at
Okay.
the boar, and then use his cunning action to hide over here, like over there.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So roll me an attack. 13. Oh, for 7? Wow. Okay, yeah. Your arrow sinks into the boar's side, and it goes up in its hooves, and it
Ooh.
starts slamming into the ground.
Ew.
It looks bloody.
Ugh.
And then you make a stealth
Okay.
as
that's what I
you
was gonna be.
dive under the stall.
Okay. Ugh, not great.
Yeah. And you crash into this civilian. The civilian's like, "Oh my, oh dear." And you don't feel like you hit very well.
Okay.
But you definitely startled the civilian, so that's good. Hardtack, it's your turn.
panic.
Okay. let me measure things here for a second.
God, every time you
Okay.
do this, Testy, my first thought is, dude, cargo pants, socks and sandals, measuring tape at Home Depot, dad. That's what every
that is
time
me.
you say this, that is the vibe I get.
Let me break out the measuring
You
tape.
just measure this real quick.
Okay. So luckily enough, these civilians are 20 feet away and not 15. So I again do what has been seen before, and I reach into my pouch and I pinch a bit of what's in it, throw it into my mouth, and clap. But this time, instead of it being targets, it's these animals that are surrounding.
Nice.
So
Yeah, are
I'm
those
gonna...
scorpions animals too? Are those enemies?
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Those are
Okay.
also enemies.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So
So all
I
of
would
these
go
have
and
to make
do
dexterity
things there.
saves, I believe.
Right. So I need to... Do I need to roll for damage on that? Yeah.
So yeah, you're gonna click on Thunderwave in your attacks. Nice. All right. So they
Ooh.
have to make Constitution saves. So Scorpion, Wolf.
Nice.
All
Not
right.
bad.
So. Oh my god.
It's a really
wow.
constitution heavy
So the scorpion that's the farthest away braces itself, and it doesn't take as much. But this scorpion takes the full amount of damage, which means it gets blasted back, hits the wall, and there's a smear of blood as it slides down.
Oh my god.
Nice.
and then it turns back into a druid, into an elf.
Oh shit!
And the elf spits blood out onto the ground and looks up at you with blood in its teeth, and it grimaces. This wolf also takes the full amount of damage. It gets blasted back into this fruit stand. And what comes out of the fruit stand is an elf that's clutching its side.
Cool.
Juniper, it's your turn.
Okay. Okay. Can I... Question.
Yes.
Can I shout? Like, okay, there's like civilians here, right? That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
that is? Okay, can I shout to them, or do I need to get closer in order to be able to speak to them?
You can shout. You can shout to
Okay,
them.
sick. I'm gonna stay close to Raven. I would like to shout basically the same thing that I said to Raven. I want to say to the civilians that are close. So I want to shout to them, stay away from the animals, stay away from the buildings, get away if you can.
Okay,
I
yeah.
don't think that's gonna do
Yeah,
anything.
at that the civilians begin to run, and they stay close together away from the buildings, and they begin to run. Nice.
And then can I also can I do a cantrip real quick right now?
Yeah, absolutely.
I saw Raven have a not so great time with that last so I would like to cast guidance, please.
Hell yeah!
Cool.
We're
Yeah,
close.
that?
100%. That's perfect. So yeah,
What's
so you
that?
cast guidance. If you wouldn't mind putting that into the chat.
I think, can I just click it? Did that work?
Yeah, that's
Sweet,
perfect.
okay, perfect.
So now, you put your hand on Raven's shoulder, and Juniper's eyes flash green, and for a moment, your eyes also flash green as you look at this wolf, and there are these trails of leaves that are outlining it, spectral leaves that only you can see, and I guess Juniper can see as well. That was really cool.
Damn.
And now it's the animal's turn. This boar charges at hardtack.
Oh, shit.
It's going to... So because it's charging, it's going to get advantage on its attack, which means I will roll 2 of these, and the higher will hit. So 22
Oh.
probably hits you, right? Yeah.
That is, yeah.
So hardtack, you're taking 5 points of piercing damage as its tusks get right under your shirt and poke into your body.
Bad poke.
Bad poke. This scorpion crawls up to you, Diedrich, and it tries to sting you.
Nope.
That is a 6.
Nope.
However, you interpose a piece of fabric from the tent in the way, and the stinger just pokes through the fabric, but it retracts. And through the hole, you see the scorpion, like, clickety-clacketying its way, trying to get to you.
Diedrich puts his head through the hole and goes, "That was close."
This wolf bounds up to you, and it skids to a halt, and it tries to bite you. Raven. No, Juniper, you're in regular form, right?
I'm in regular
Alright,
form.
it's gonna try and bite you. It looks intent on Juniper,
Yeah.
and it's going to try and bite. That is a crit fail.
Ooh.
So
Oh,
it
right.
tries to bite you. Juniper, you throw a cookie in its mouth, and it bites the cookie, and it's just like,
Have a cookie.
and it like looks up, and it like kind of cocks its head to the side as it chews, and it swallows the cookie.
It really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it seemed to really
one
enjoy
would.
itself.
That was my
these
first cookie
two-
experience too.
These 2 elves that have been injured, they actually run. They turn into animals again, but they crawl away from the battle. Raven, it is your turn.
This wolf is like right here.
Yeah, it's right there.
It's right there.
It's
Um,
right there.
You do have guidance though, still,
I
right?
do have guidance.
Yeah.
So just letting you know, if you try and shoot something point blank with a ranged weapon, you'll have disadvantage, which means
Yeah,
you'll take the
that's-
lesser of the 220 rolls.
That's
You have
what,
an unarmed strike?
I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't. I guess I'm gonna do that. Can I move and then shoot? Like, can I back myself up to get a better like angle?
Yeah.
Theoretically.
Yeah. You can
to,
do
like,
that.
Not have to do it
Without an attack
Yeah.
of opportunity?
Is it
Well,
because
no,
the wolf
it
is-
would try and bite you on the way out. You also have a short sword that you can use.
There it is.
Aha.
Heck
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna actually do the short sword then.
Yeah.
I'm gonna,
Cool.
I'm gonna do that one.
Nice. Go for it.
There it is. That's the stuff.
Dick.
That's
That
the
is the
stuff.
stuff.
Sick.
And you get Hunter's Mark damage from that as well. So go ahead and click Hunter's Mark in your attack. Oh, that's 9?
Nice. Let's go.
Oh my god. So Raven actually just you uppercut slash this wolf, and it lands into this little tray of carrots over here, and as it lands, its form shimmers as it turns back into this elf. And the elf looks at Juniper and snarls and shouts something in Sylvan. Juniper, you recognize it as thief, traitor, and Deidre, it's your turn.
Can we quickly imagine that, like, the person that owned that carrot stand said, "My carrots!"
My carrots. It's canon
I
now.
guess
If we do
should
it now,
establish it
no,
early
yeah, I was
if
gonna
we have
say,
a cabbage man.
if it's gonna happen now, that means it's gonna happen forever. So
Yep.
you
Yeah.
realize what you're doing.
There's
Perfect.
one guy in the back that's like, my carrots. Deidre, it's your turn, and then Tack.
Diedrich is going to, Diedrich is going to try to climb on top of this roof.
Okay, so there's a scorpion right in front of you.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's right. I'm sorry, I didn't see him. He blended in a little bit. Okay, I'm
That's
gonna, yeah, no, I'm gonna attack him. Okay, I'm gonna rapier this. I'm not hidden. He just tried to attack me.
You
Yeah.
can't. So you can use your bonus. You can use your cunning action to hide first if you want to try and duck under and then try and get in an attack. That's also. An
Oh,
option.
okay. I have an idea. I want to use my cunning action to throw the sheet that I just stuck my head through over the
Mhm.
scorpion so he can't see, and get a sneak attack.
Perfect. Okay,
Okay.
roll me stealth.
Okay. Oof.
Oh no.
God. Okay. All right. He just goes through the hole in the sheet.
So yeah. You throw the sheet over, but in doing so, you tear the hole in the sheet, so it is now scorpion-sized, and it just happens to land, so the scorpion is right in the middle of the hole, and it's just like,
Do I still have an action?
yeah, you can still attack.
All
yeah.
right. I'm
You just
gonna.
won't be hidden.
Diedrich goes. Okay. Well. You know. Oops. And brings his rapier down onto the
Oh my
scorpion.
god, yeah. Yeah, you stab into the scorpion, and the scorpion, it looks like its form is beginning to shift back. It seems to hold itself together just barely, but it looks like it is having trouble keeping its form.
Okay.
Very nice. Hard tack. It's your turn, unless Diedrich, you wanna move.
Yeah. Can I still move? Because I did a cunning action with the sheet. I'm still trying to get used to rogue, so I still can move,
Yeah,
right?
so-
Because I did an
So
action
yeah,
and
cunning
a cunning
action is a bonus.
but I can still move. Okay, I'm gonna try to get
Yes.
over to this roof. I want to get on it. I think I can only make it to it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And as you run away from the scorpion tries
Attack of
to
opportunity.
sting you.
Yeah,
That is
that
a
hits.
14.
That hits. My armor class is
All right.
13. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're taking 3 points of piercing damage, and I need you to roll me a Constitution save.
Oh boy, because I'm gonna get poisoned too. Okay.
Maybe.
Really quick, is that the
Yeah.
right place for saving throws, or is that just my Constitution? I clicked
did
on
you-
the side, the left side. I clicked Constitution. That's not a saving throw, is it?
No, you want to click on the saving throw, but it's the same because your Constitution. You're not proficient in it,
Right.
so it's the same. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, just making
So.
sure.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're gonna take 1 point of poison damage.
Got it.
It stings real fucking bad. But you
You-
do
Ow!
climb.
Yeah.
You do manage to make it onto that little tent area.
Okay.
Juniper, it's your turn.
Dietrich is like, ow, ow, ow. Like,
Hardtack.
Oh,
Think
sorry,
mine.
hardtack.
Yeah.
Hardtack, it's your turn.
No worries.
What did you
yeah.
call him?
Oh,
I thought it was
was-
Juniper at first, but yeah.
Oh,
go
oh,
ahead.
yeah. Perfect. So I think I just need to Eldritch Blast this boar. Or attempt to do that. I also have an Eldritch Invocation for what was it called? Sorry. Dead air. Agonizing Blast. So I add my
Oh, yeah. So you
charisma
add your
modifier
charisma.
to this if it hits.
Mm-hmm.
dead air.
Oh, so that's a 9. So you're doing it on the boar?
Yes.
Yeah. So with a 9, so you try and make yourself track the boar with your hand, but as you do, you realize that if you shot this boar, you will most certainly get the civilian behind it. So you try and get it so you don't, but you end up hitting the ground, and the boar looks up at you and begins to like I can't make boar sounds, but like it's
Pretty good.
it like
Not a good
You
me.
did
Soundboard
Martha.
that
You
for
did-
any boar in the fortune.
You did Martha for 10 episodes. You can't make a snort for us for the boar?
I imitated All Might. That
That's true.
doesn't count as a boar.
That's
All right,
true.
so Juniper, it's your turn.
Okay. The wolf in front of us is an elf now, you said? Did they? Wait.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool. How are they looking?
Very carroty.
This elf, he looks like he's not very damaged. He looks like he's a little bruised. The corner of his mouth is bleeding a little bit, but he's looking at you with hatred.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, that does sound about right. Okay, look, I know we're in combat, but can I just have a quick word?
Yeah. So talking is a free action. You can always
great.
talk in combat.
I'd like
As
to
long as it's not like a thesis, like
Yeah.
it's 6 seconds of
I
chat.
would like to filibuster this
You guys, wait, have you guys seen the episode of Parks and Rec where he's like, the claw?
Did you
Yeah,
see?
Claw
my
Mandalorian hand of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
He was a writer for it, so he actually created that
Did it?
scene
No,
afterwards.
he did. Oh,
No,
in
there's a
Boba
side by
Fett.
side. There's a side by side. It's exactly
Yeah,
the same
yeah,
first scene.
of that.
Anyways,
Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
a claw.
Sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. Can I forgot what language it is, but can I speak in the language that only we're gonna know?
Sylvan. Yeah.
Sylvan.
Yeah,
Sylvan,
the
thank you.
druid language. Yeah.
Oh god. Okay. Look. Listen. Please stop and leave. What you're doing is wrong.
Very
So he-
convincing.
I'm not great with words,
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
You can
we know.
roll me.
I think.
Is that
I think we know each
persuasion or
other,
intimidation?
right?
I don't know.
You can roll me a persuasion if you'd like, to try and persuade this elf to leave.
It's not gonna be good.
Do it. What if
We're-
you crit?
I think. Look, I think I don't feel great hurting them, and unless it's my only option.
That makes sense.
You know what
That
I'm
makes
saying?
sense that you
You
would
can
talk
say
to them.
that.
Yeah.
Like you can.
Yeah,
you can-
I want to say that
yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Also that.
So the elf looks at you, and he says, "Return what you stole, and then maybe we'll leave."
To what are you referring?
And then just like it starts like hissing at you.
Okay, all right. Okay, I guess we can fight. Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna turn into an animal again.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay.
A badger.
Sorry.
A
I mean,
raccoon.
I really want to be a badger, but they're not very
Bird.
tough.
Honey
Be a
badger.
giant badger.
Sorry.
Can I be a giant badger at this stage right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're sure. Okay, I definitely want to be a
I'm
giant
100% sure that you can be a
Okay.
giant badger.
Wait a second. So
Yeah.
So there's no giant badgers that like exist. Like it's just like you are a badger and also giant now.
But like you're big. Yeah.
Yeah, but big. It's tough.
Big
I mean,
tough
badger plus
badger. Yeah.
tough. Yeah. come
Cool.
on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now what do y'all have to say about badgers, huh? I'm waiting.
I'll never say a bad thing about a badger again. I'm so sorry.
Okay, I would like to like sigh and say like I don't want to do this and then hop into a giant badger, please.
Okay. Yeah. You hop into giant badger, and your form ripples, and you just once again everything just drops, and then a giant badger comes out.
You hear Hardtack just say, "Holy shit, that's a big badger!"
If I could roll my eyes, I would.
Wait, Diedrich is on the tent so they can see this like over the buildings, and Diedrich has pulled out a cookie out of his pocket and is like. Pss, pss, pss,
I do not notice. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
do I still have? Do I have enough? Can I do a fight?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You can do a fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to wait. Okay. Sorry.
Can I do a fight?
Can I
so
just
with the
do
giant
a badger
badger-
swipe but big?
Yeah. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna roll a d20. So the dice roller on the left-hand side of the screen, you're gonna just click the d20.
Regular old
and then we're
D20.
gonna add. Yeah, and then we're gonna add 3 to it because that's the badger attack. So that's a 16 to hit. Very good. That definitely hits. And now you're gonna roll 2d4, and we're gonna add 1 to it.
Okay.
Oh, so that's 6 points of damage? Yeah, so you giant badger fight. You do a fight on this elf, and you cut into his stomach, and he clutches his stomach, and he looks up at you, and he bares his teeth. And now it's his turn, actually. Now it's all of their turns. So this elf, he's bleeding quite a bit. His form ripples again, and he turns into a large, like a giant spider.
Oh, sick.
And he disengages from you and crawls up this wall and runs away. And disappears.
Wait, do either me or Raven get an attack of opportunity if he's running away?
Ooh.
So ordinarily you would, but he took the disengage action, which means when you disengage, it means that you can run away and just run. It does mean that you sacrifice anything else that you wanted to do.
Okay.
That isn't a bonus action. Similarly, this boar, these animals, they seem to take inventory of their surroundings, and at this point, the tent that the guards were under, it tears open as the guards all just like erupt from this tent and they begin charging. At the same time, 3 buildings collapse around the area.
Oh no.
Civilians are beginning to panic. The guards, then much of their attention is diverted to getting civilians out into safety, and these animals begin to make an escape. This boar disengages from Hardtack and runs toward this wall and leaps, and mid-leap, its form changes into a giant spider, and it crawls up the wall and runs away.
That's sick.
For real?
That's badass.
I know they're baddies. But...
These scorpions also crawl up these walls and run.
What the?
And we are out of combat.
Shit, dude.
Can Juniper say? Oh wait, no, I'm an animal. I'm gonna stay an animal for a minute. Just for a minute. Just let everybody regroup.
You're
Hang
not
on,
just
never
an
mind.
animal. You're
Not
a
speaking.
giant
Yeah.
badger.
Y'all saw me do that, so you know it's me, right?
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And they've seen you turn into badgers before.
Otherwise, we would start attacking the giant badger.
Otherwise,
thinking
yeah,
that
you
it's still
know,
one of
yeah.
the-
Yeah, you know Juniper.
We're well
always
acquainted.
turn into badgers and fight you.
Try to get in the
So
hood now.
Hardtack just starts chanting, "Badger, badger, badger."
Diedrich definitely joins in.
Amazing. So the 4 of you reconvene. Some of you wounded, some of you not. And the guards, seeing you turn back, are you turning back into an elf, or are you staying in giant
Yeah, I'll
badger
turn back
form?
into an elf.
Okay, so you, so as
I
you turn
guess.
back,
It's when
The
everyone's
guards-
chanting, and I turn back into an elf, and then I just try to hide as much as possible.
Patcher what, Patcher?
Like that.
So the four of you get back together, and the guards spot what's happening, and they all surround you. One of the guards comes out. He seems like he has a more distinguished hat. Seems like he's the captain of the guard. And he says, "Don't move. We have you surrounded."
Juniper wants to just not step forward, but step in front of the other people of our group, not in a threatening way, and just say like, "Is everyone out of the buildings? Did everyone get away safely?"
He says, Captain looks around. He says, "It's bloody chaos out there."
Then what
I
are you
can
doing
only-
here? Go help everybody.
He says, "When I see a bunch of elves turn into animals and start wrecking the place, and then I see one right here with 3 other ne'er-do-wells that I've never seen in my city before, you bet your ass
Except for me.
I'm gonna arrest all fucking 4 of you."
Except for me. Diedrich wants to hop.
See us? Did you not just see us whip some booty? Did you not see them run in terror from us? Where do you
I
think
really
that...
want to be a badger right now.
The guy...
Diedrich
So-
Can't be.
Diedrich wants to hop down and come down. Is there any way that this guard would recognize me? I mean, I've lived in this city my whole life. I've been a street rat my whole life. There's probably plenty of times I've been arrested and
Is that gonna help
released.
us here?
Yeah, like at least I think he knows me.
Hey, it's me, the guy you arrest all the time.
No, like
Don't worry about it.
No, come on. I'm thinking more of like the old Western drunk that sleeps in the jail sometimes. Like, like it's not
Yeah,
like,
the
he's not, like,
harmless
super
ne'er-do-well.
bad. He's not like super bad. He's just like a street kid. Like, we probably have like a rapport.
Yeah, so you leap down, and the captain looks at you for a second. He's like, "Wait a minute." He says, "Take him in for questioning."
That's not
Okay,
necessary, Dave. Hold on. That is not necessary, officer. Listen. I keep forgetting that I have a voice and character. That's not necessary, officer. Listen, sir. We were just protecting the city, okay? She was just protecting the city. They just saved your ass. All right, you don't need to bring him in. It's just like a coincidence that she could turn into a giant badger, okay? It's fine. It's fine.
So the captain says, "If you are all innocent, then I'm sure this will go quite smoothly when we take you in, and you'll be released.
Okay, then Daedric
But
wants
for
to.
now,
Then
you'll
Daedric
come
wants
in
to.
with us."
Then
Question, how-
Diedrich
how
wants to sleight
much-
of hand and pickpocket the guard for sure. If that's
Not
happening.
this again.
To guarantee us to go.
All right,
Not
doubling
this
down.
again.
Yeah, and I succeed. Thank you very much. I am an
a
excellent
great roll.
pickpocketer. What do I get?
Are you just?
Yeah, like while he's
What are you
like
trying to do?
while he's like, okay, I'm gonna role play it. So like while the guard is like trying to like put my hands behind my back and like lead me away or whatever, like I do like a swift little pocket check. While that's happening, like, because he's pulling me close enough to him that I could pocket check. I do this all the time. I pickpocket people for a living.
Yeah. You get his wallet. You get
Yeah.
his coin purse.
Yes.
How much did we win from Bearsy's forces?
That is a good question.
You each got 5 gold pieces each.
Nice. That's a lot.
Yeah,
Okay, I
it's
wanna
enough
type that in.
for like a week in a nice hotel.
5 gold
with
pieces
food.
and 1 hallucinogenic mushroom.
Yeah. But
Is there-
from here, we'll go over details in a bit.
Yep.
Next session, for example. But for now, we fade to the Yav forest. A grizzly bear pads through the brush. The bear walks into a clearing. It stops and growls. Several animals come into the clearing as well. Wolves, coyotes, spiders, even a mountain lion. And as the clearing fills with predators, the bear's form shimmers and ripples as though being seen through an intense heat wave. Within moments, a large elf stands in place of the bear. Tattoos of druidic script cover the elf's entire body, Surrounding him are now no longer animals, but more elves. The tattooed elf clenches his fists as he slowly walks through the crowd. To oppose us is to oppose nature itself. You cannot fight nature. You cannot hide from it. And we are nature's will. Hearing words of assent from the other elves, he continues. She thought she could run from us. Steal from us! She thought she could betray us and we would just let it go? The words of assent begin to transform into growls and snarls. The traitor has been found! We will bring her back! And she will just see how unforgiving nature is! We zoom out from here to the entire forest, hearing nothing but the roars of beasts. And that's where we'll end for tonight.
Oh my god!
I got chills.
Oh no!
God.